She's on the
money.
She's on the money.
Hello and welcome to She's on the Money's Friday Drinks episode, where us millennials have a drink and talk about financial freedom and our weeks. This week, guys, we heard an epic money diary from our lifestyle creeper, which I promise you, if you listen to the episode, you'll know why we're calling her that. It's not as rude as it sounds, but it was an epic money story. Then on Wednesday, Georgia and I talked through exactly how you should be purchasing a car and what you shouldn't be doing when trying to purchase a car with our friends from Superhero. And now it is Friday and we're having a little beveragino with Georgia King and Ryan John, but not Jessica Ricci.
Where's Jessica Ricci, guys?
We made her sick.
She's got this allergy.
So Georgia got myself and Victoria sick, and now we got Jess sick.
I just feel like it's going around. What goes around comes around.
Absolutely. It's kind of beautiful.
I'm kind of sad. Jess has never missed a Friday Drinks episode.
Well, she's getting slack, isn't she?
Yeah, she's just really falling off the, what is it called? Off the bandwagon.
Yeah, although she did call today. She's like, I'm so sorry, I can't make it. I'm like,
she
dude,
sounded horrendous.
trust me, it's fine.
I told her to go back to bed, and then 5 seconds later, I could see her popping up, replying to emails, and I was like, I'm coming to your house and taking your laptop. She was like, no, please don't. It makes me less stressed if I do this.
So V has an exciting announcement. I've got some of our favourite money wins of the week from the community to share, but we're going to start with G because I believe you're going to attempt to explain a meme.
Yes.
Oh, you're taking one from Ryan John's.
I'm
I've
going
only just
to
realised
Ryan
this. Good
John.
luck.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so you guys may have heard of that small interview took place a couple weeks ago. Meghan Markle, I think her name was,
Yep.
Prince Harry, something like that.
Yeah, I
and
think it was Prince
Oprah.
Harry.
Yeah, Prince Harry. Yeah, something like that.
Harry,
Anyway,
whatever. They have a kid or something.
They do. Little Archie. Gorgeous. Anyway.
You're too invested.
Way too invested. So there's this meme of the gorgeous goddess that is Oprah Winfrey, Queen. How amazing was she in that interview?
I love her.
I just want to eat her up.
Yep.
She looks amazing, better than ever. Anyway, meme is one square, Oprah, with her hands out, looking like she's in pain. And the caption above that says $10 plus $3.99 delivery. And she's in pain.
And you would be in pain, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Ooh.
you'd be in pain. And then the next square has Oprah looking intrigued and quite interested. And it says $13.99 free delivery. In brackets. Hey, now we're talking.
Yeah,
I
feeling
do
good.
like that.
So, the gag here is that we all get sucked in by free delivery when in fact we're just getting rolled. Yeah.
Hey, hold on. Does that make us more like Oprah? Is that what that tells us?
Well, you have to give away cars.
You get a car.
Everybody gets
We did a car episode this week. I was waiting for that moment.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good segue.
I'm really sorry. I actually don't have the budget to give away cars, but we could buy a whole heap of matchboxes.
No, but the car company gives it away, and then Oprah takes the credit.
We need to get bigger so that we can give away cars on behalf of other brands. In saying that, Ryan,
We worked for Toyota last week.
yeah,
we did a
you
job
and
for them.
we did a job for Toyota this week. We had a really fun workshop where we actually got to meet a whole heap of She's on the Money community members.
That was fun.
It was so fun. And we met so many people that were like in our community from the very beginning. And I think it was just really special. So
We
thanks
did
for
ask-
that, Toyota.
We did ask for a car at the end.
They didn't give it to us.
They
They
did
said
not.
we could sit in it, and we did.
Yeah. Then they said we can give it back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Close enough.
They didn't even let me have the keys. So they didn't trust me from the start. Ryan, I want to know what your money wins of the weeks are.
Michelle Ryan, and I don't know if there's a theme, but there's a lot of smaller wins this week, but sometimes it's the smaller ones that just really...
Agree. Make you really excited.
Yeah. Michelle says, small win. I went to visit my parents on the weekend and came home with a full tub of my mum's homemade sausage rolls.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Money win.
Lunch is sorted for the week in Michelle's, and we've talked about this before. Those little lunches and coffees at work, that stuff adds up.
they
So
add
to
up.
have a whole week sorted, well done, Michelle.
Sausage
Caitlin,
rolls are kind of like the OG. Mums, they make the best ones.
mum sausage rolls, yeah.
Mum sausage rolls, they're the best kind.
100%. Caitlin says, money win. I completed surveys online. You know how some people you can fill out those surveys and you get vouchers and coupons
yes.
and a bit of
Good
money
little
and stuff.
Side hustle.
Yep, so Caitlin's been doing it for a while and she received a gift for being part of a study and she got a $30 e-gift card. She used it to purchase Victoria's new book. She only had to pay $2.70 for postage. Not only did I help...
She had to pay for postage.
Not Not only, I mean, she would have seen that meme from before and be like, oh, if only. Not only did I help a university with their study, but I got a finance book for under $3.
That's a money win.
Huge money win. Well
Measure.
done. We've got Tara. My beautiful chickens are laying lots of eggs at the moment, and I have swapped eggs for fruit from a friend's tree. Money win for both of us.
Oh, that's really sweet. That's so wholesome.
That is wholesome.
Yeah, I was going to say that the wholesome, like, swapping stuff with neighbours just really, like, good
So
good
nice.
feels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good
Gosh,
feels.
my best friend Steph is about to move out to what I call the sticks, which is really far away. It's like an hour. Well, how
The
long?
Dandenong Ranges is up there.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's in the sticks.
Yeah.
But she gets chickens with the house. Like they literally
With
came
the
with the
house.
house. And I can't wait for her to have her little veggie patch and her chickens and I get to go visit.
Gorgeous.
That's so good. Laura says, money win. I got so excited about Victoria's book launch
Oh my gosh.
that I told the family group chat about 0.2 seconds after it was launched. I said, guess what? Victoria's launching this book.
Oh,
And later, my dad messaged me to say, I've already bought a copy of the book
Oh
for
my
you.
gosh.
Angel.
That's so sweet.
He's a Sotum dad,
Dad.
Salt and papa.
says Laura. Should we get little caps
Yeah.
for Sotum dads?
I'm a
Oh
salt
my
and
god.
dad.
Dad if she's on the money.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah, I like it.
Real cute.
Megan says,
I'm going to wear it. For my jokes.
You're a Sotum dad. Megan says, I went to Kmart and only came out with things I went in there to buy.
That's a lie. She made
That's
that up.
huge.
No. That's not true. We all know that's a fake money win.
If
No
I
one
know
does
Megan
that.
and she's a regular in the Facebook community, she is true to her word.
Yeah, I know they wouldn't lie, but I would.
Emma says, now this is actually kind of a big deal because of the courage it would take to do so, I think. Emma says that she was on a casual contract but pretty much working full time. So she like mustered up the courage and went and had that chat with her boss and said, I'm working full-time hours. I want the annual leave, the sick leave. I want a full-time proper job and I don't want my pay to go down either. I want the same rate.
Oh,
Yeah.
legend.
And she went in there and she said, this is why I deserve it and this is why I'm bringing value and here's why it's good for the business. And she presented her case and the boss said,
her.
you're right. Here's your contract.
Oh
Yes,
my
queen.
gosh, how good is
Emma,
that?
well
Brilliant.
done, Emma. That's impressive. Megan says, I just found out the other day that my healthcare card entitles us to an energy rebate through our supplier.
What?
Did you know this?
No, I didn't.
So a healthcare card is like a healthcare card, but it's almost like a concession card for life sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Gosh.
So you get cheap train tickets.
Yeah.
I knew
deals
about the
here and
train
there.
tickets. I knew that part.
Yeah, and I always knew there was like some other stuff. And she's like, I didn't really know. And I looked into it and I told the energy provider that I'm a healthcare card holder and blah, blah, blah. And they said, oh, here's your rebate and you get a little discount.
Oh, what?
Huge.
Money win. If you've got a healthcare card, check out what you can actually get for that.
And just in general, how many times do we hear stories of I had no idea I was entitled to or I was able to do this just by looking it up and double checking?
Yeah, it's insane.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
It's insane. The amount of stuff we miss purely because we just don't know. Bit sad.
Yep. And last one, this is from Kiralee. And Kiralee's a regular commenter as well. I feel like
we do know the regulars.
Yeah.
Like their names come up. I might not know you personally, but you best believe I know your comments. I'm watching.
Yeah.
I'm watching.
I couldn't be bothered leaving my house to go and buy some oat milk,
I get you.
so I decided to make my own.
What?
I made homemade oat milk, cost me 90 cents per litre.
What? That's a money win to begin with.
How much does it cost when you...
Oh, I buy the bougie oat milk. I'm a fan of minor figures still. Like
Yeah.
I still rate minor figures higher than I rate any alcoholic beverage, and it's the best in coffee. And
Yep.
that's like $5 a litre.
Yeah.
Is that
So
about right?
Spenno,
That's
it's so Spenno, but I've just got an addiction. If you guys know how to help me overcome
It's weird though because it just feels like it shouldn't be expensive.
no,
And I
because
feel
it's
like
oats.
that's what Kiralee is proving to us.
Yep.
That we're all getting rolled.
So she says for
Yeah, oat.
yeah. For comparison,
Thank you.
the oat milk she normally buys is $4.49 for a, wait for it, 946 ml container.
Oh my gosh, don't
Thank
tell
you for
me.
the
Maybe
precision.
she buys it as well and we're being stooged on our 50 or 60
Yeah,
meals.
she said it works out. She's done the maths, $4.70 a litre for
Two
hers.
shots.
Which over the
oat milk
course
that
of
we're
12
missing out.
months, will save her $172.32.
Cheers to that.
That's a
Yeah.
very good money win. But do you know how to make it a better money win? Transfer that into your savings every week so that you actually capture those savings.
clever.
Excuse me.
What?
remember how I said I'm doing a long-term money win?
Yeah.
That
Actually, let's do a check-in. How's that going, Ryan?
I'm buying coffees.
I thought you weren't buying coffees.
Well, that's the thing I am now. But
So he's fallen off the bandwagon.
a
as
little
well.
bit, but because I set it up and automated it, still $5 every day that was going to be the money I
Yeah.
spent on coffees goes into my spaceship account. It's up to a couple $100 and it's ticking along quite well.
That is very
But
good.
you guys judged me on that. And then when Kiralee says I'm making long-term money, oh, great idea, Kiralee. Oh. But when Ryan does the same thing,
That's because
Wait.
we trust Kira Lee. And look, what's happened? Georgia, were we right? Were we right?
We knew it wouldn't last.
Did it last? No.
We wanted it to.
Were we wrong?
But what's
Also
the
no.
point?
Oh
Life
my
without
God.
Caffeine. What?
Georgia,
What?
have a look at my investment balance in Spaceship. And this is only from $5 a day of my coffee money. No other money has been put in. Look at the top there.
Is this private? Can I see?
No, say-
Whoa! Okay, it's $756.08 if you don't mind.
Thank you very much.
He's
Just
a
from
baller. He's
Putting
a
away
baller.
$5 a day.
I know I was supportive of Kiralee, but I
$5
feel like I
a
want to say
day.
sucked into her. I don't know why I've decided it's a competition.
Sucked in, Kira Lee.
And finally, Bianca says she's had success with her budgeting since she's had multiple bank accounts, which I know V, you've always liked to recommend, so she can separate her savings, emergency fund, and everyday spending. But the money win, she just moved from NAB and ANZ. She moved all her multiple accounts to Upbank and is now saving a stack on account fees, so she no longer has to pay for that. Well done. Now, I know we've mentioned it a few times, but Victoria has a new book out. Georgia and I are going to interview. We're going to be like the
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna
the press
interview
conference
me.
type people.
Correct.
Okay.
Spraying
yeah.
questions.
So-
Can I be Gomo?
Don't be
At
so
the
I mean,
press
for your
conference?
sake, I would not have thought so.
No, I was just going to
Where's
ask
Jenny?
All right, we'll get to that in just a moment. Welcome back to Friday Drinks. We just realised that we mentioned Scott Morrison and Jenny. We
We
obviously,
like you, Jenny. You've got your head screwed on.
I just want to point out that even though we've just, like, podcasts aren't live, we usually record this the night before or whatever. Are we assuming he's still the PM by the time this podcast comes out?
Risky.
What are we drinking?
Oh, of course. So tonight.
This is usually Jess's
I
job. Are
know.
you going to do it justice?
I will not do it justice,
Okay,
but this one's for
that's
you,
all right.
Jessica Ricci. So tonight we are drinking Matzo's Broom Brewery ginger beer, and
It
it's
is
alcoholic,
good.
so it's a bit naughty. It's
It
a bit
is
fun.
good.
Delicious.
The team at Matzo's actually sent us a very kind care package
So generous.
that included a number of different drinks. Firstly, we got the ginger beer. We also got a berry one and then like a hard lemonade. So we've been trying them out all week and I'm not going to lie, they're pretty good.
so many treats. Way better than Little Fat Lamb. Did you guys ever get around that?
No.
They come in a
$8 for a
plastic
litre.
bottle?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
the 2-litre one.
Yeah.
they're
Oh.
They look like a bottle of cordial, like a Sprite bottle, but
My
taste
old
like
housemate used to buy those way back when we used to have Raging Fridays, Saturday and Sunday nights. And I just remember the smell of them.
The smell and the tears. Like, I cried every time I drank Little Fat Lamb. It is potent.
Oh
There-
my
there's a photo of
gosh.
me at Cottesloe Beach with a little fat lamb taped to my left hand and a golf club taped to my right hand, and we're playing some sort of golf drinking game at 2 a.m. on the beach because the beach is like floodlit with lights through the night and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Classic.
no one won that game. Everyone was a loser. So Victoria's got a book out. V, first of all,
It's
congratulations.
not out. Like, it's on pre-order.
Pre-order.
I've just told everybody about it.
It's written.
Yeah, it's written. It has a cover. It's really pretty. I'm really excited about it.
How long does it take to write a book?
Nearly 2 years.
Gee, since we've both been involved in the biz, it's sort of
Yeah.
been this little...
Yeah.
Background
An
side
ongoing
project.
little side project.
It's definitely been something that, you know, if you know me personally, you know that that's what's been taking up my weekends and after work, and all of the stress that I've been carrying has been largely due to making sure that this is damn nearly perfect. So, yeah, no, it's very nice. It feels like a weight is off my shoulders now. I've handed over the final manuscript and people are really happy with it, and we've gone through all the final changes.
Now, something really nice that I saw in the group that, besides everyone just saying congratulations and buying their
Everyone was
copies and
so
stuff like that,
kind.
one lady said, because of all the free advice you give, and we listen to the podcast every week, even if I didn't want the book, which you did, she goes, the fact that I can just spend some money on the book as a way to say thank you
That's the
makes me feel
kindest
really
thing
good that I'm at least giving back a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that. I think I replied to I love that. This community has been so supportive, and like at the same time as underlyingly knowing if I put out the announcement that I've got a book, people would be like, oh, cool. But like, I've been absolutely overwhelmed with support and people messaging me, people I don't know, just congratulating me, being excited for the book, people on Instagram sharing it with their friends. My favorite is when people are like, oh, check this out, she's done a book, and then it's their screenshot of them ordering it. I'm like, it hasn't even come out yet. And you guys are already on it. And I love it. It makes me so proud to, one, have completed it, because that wasn't a easy feat. But two, like, given I've completed it, I genuinely know the impact it can have, especially given the success of the podcast and what's been going on. I'm kind of like, I can't wait for people to start using it and applying these things in their lives and it becoming part of their journey as well, which is really cool to think about.
What can people expect from it, V? Like, is it a budgeting overhaul? Is it an A to Z of just like everything we need to know about finance? Like, how is it laid out? What can our listeners expect?
So the whole idea is to change your relationship with money. The idea is to take charge of your financial future with this book, and it is the A to Z of everything you will need to know financially. We go through your money stories. We go through how to budget, how to save, what is cash flow. I show you my cash flow plan, how to set one up. We talk about super, we talk about investment. We literally talk about everything all the way through to retirement and what that actually means for you and how to start implementing things today that are going to impact you in the long term. But then weaved in between all of that are some really, really kind stories that you guys in the She's on the Money community have allowed me to share for each of those topics. We've got a money story and a little pervy money diary, so that it all becomes real and relatable and actually tangible, because I think when you're reading about investment, it can seem really far off and really overwhelming. So I think it's really nice to ground it and bring it back home and go, okay, cool, but here's someone who actually did it and here's what they did and this is what their story looks like. Because at the same time as, wanting to be able to spoon feed it to you guys, legally I'm not allowed to because I'm a licensed financial advisor, so it has to be general advice. So it's nice to give some little tidbits on what other people are up to.
What are the, not legalities, the social ethics, morals of if we know a friend who's terrible with money, buying them a book without, hey mate, here's a great idea for you to read?
I don't know. And I'm going to compare it to The Barefoot Investor. That became a really giftable...
I got my cousin, The Barefoot Investor, and he was a bit like, oh, okay. And then a month later, he's like, thank you so much. Yeah. And that's why I asked this, because I feel like this is going to be a great resource for a lot of people. Yeah, and I loved The Barefoot Investor for a couple of reasons. And one was its shareability and its relatability. But the reason I didn't love it, and not because I don't love him and what he's created, is because it's not for us. It's actually for an older demographic and people who have different values, not young people who really want to create financial freedom and security. Whereas his book is kind of more about, okay, cool, like you need to pay off your family home. You're probably going to have a couple of kids. Here's what that looks like in the future. And for me, it's more like, well, actually we're young. We have so much time. We can invest and create ultimate wealth. We don't need to wait for the pension. And I think that there's something really powerful about pegging it back a little bit and starting earlier and younger. And to me, that's kind of a little flex that we have. We've got a heap of time up our sleeves and we can create magic long term, I think. Random question that's maybe not related to the book.
That's okay. We're all about random questions. I didn't know I was being interviewed either. So
are we, and I'm going to include myself in this because I know I'm a slightly older than you two.
Okay, great.
Us young folks in our 20s.
He's going to wear the dad She's on the Money hat.
I'm a Sodom dad. Will we get pension like our age? Because you know how there's chat that like, oh, you have to invest in your super because by the time we get old enough, that might not be a thing anymore.
Well, it's a very real consequence of the fact that we are spending so much on pensions at the moment. And we just don't know what funding for that looks like. And with population growth and the age of people actually retiring increasing, but also dying increasing, we've got more of a population to support. So I have no doubt in some way it's going to have to be scaled back, because when you take into consideration stuff like inflation and the rising cost of goods and services and the fact that the pension isn't nearly that much to begin with, now they're going to try and make that pension stretch among more people. Like, is that actually sustainable? Like, something's got to give. And I think for me, the best way to actually future-proof ourselves is to actually put ourselves first and create our own future. And we can actually do that in a really reasonable, constructive and long-term easy way. Like, it is not hard to do this.
Do you reckon in the year 2070, when G and I are in the old folks' home, we're in the same one apparently there?
Can we all get scooters and like be those hoons that like get around?
Sodom squad.
Yeah, I want to get those streamers off the side of the handlebars. I didn't get them on my bike when I was young, so that'll be my way of making up for it.
My question is, when we're all in the home, do you reckon there'll be a difference between people that did something 30 years ago, got themselves
there
sorted?
already is.
Yeah.
That exists in homes across Australia at the moment and across generations at the moment. Like you see older people who have invested well and long-term and consistently and relatively conservatively, they're retiring without any level of stress. And then you're seeing a lot of people who are turning to the pension and that's their only source of income, and they feel like they can't stop work because they also can't deal with the lack of income that's going to come from cutting back to the pension. Like it's crazy the impact finance has on us long term, and it just makes so much more sense to be talking about this more regularly and more honestly, and actually taking it in our stride instead of just saying, okay, well, that's a job for future me. No, we're looking after future me by doing this.
G and I were talking earlier.
Ew. Together.
Do we get free drinks at some sort of book launch? Is there a party?
You want free drinks at a party. I see.
I know it might not be locked in, but is there something that we can look forward to, or what can you say?
I could say anything because nothing's locked in.
What are you wanting?
Oh my gosh, I want to create She's on the Money parties. I would love to think that we could organise in each different state, like kind of like a meet and greet and a book launch, and we do like a mini like workshop of one of the chapters of the book, and then just stick around, have drinks and catch up. Like I genuinely feel, especially through COVID last year, that I connected really deeply with my She's on the Money community and so many people across the country that's kind of like, hey, it's actually the week of the book launch is the second birthday of She's on the Money podcast.
Whoa.
So it's kind of like, why can't we have a little birthday party and celebrate all of that and where we've come from and who we are and the progress we've made and the community members that have changed their lives in 2 years, because they exist and that's crazy and really, really cool.
Does this mean that G King on tour will in fact be...
Go on tour.
G King on tour.
Yes, exactly. And I think that would be really fun. So at the moment I'm looking into how to facilitate that and what that would actually look like. But I mean, if you guys have any ideas, please hit me up because I need all the help I can get.
Foam party.
Yeah, in Bali. I mean, that's really...
That's actually completely unattainable at this point in time.
I mean, you said give me ideas and we did.
We're just
But like, why don't we throw a second birthday party, get some jumping castles, we could do a
petting
whole
zoo?
heap of stuff. Oh my gosh, I would love a petting zoo.
You would actually.
I would go crazy for a petting zoo. You could just be like, we got a duck. There'll be a duck. And I'll be like, that is enough. I'll fly to Brisbane.
Here's my idea. The book is called, obviously, She's on the Money.
Yeah,
Makes
I trademarked
sense.
it. I've got
Great
to make
title.
the most of that title.
Here's the challenge I'd like to put into the Facebook group for the weekend.
Okay, what is that?
What is your alternative, possibly pun-based, but not a hard rule, but your fun, random alternative book title? What could it be called?
What should have the She's on the Money book been called?
And, you know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Just come up with something funny. And the funniest one, free
Gets a
book. Yep.
I'm so excited to give away so many free books. I literally cannot wait. That was one of the things, you know, when you negotiate a book contract, you actually negotiate.
What do you mean you know? No, we don't know. Who knows? You know when you negotiate a book contract? No, I don't know that.
Like, neither did I, to be honest. Turns out when you negotiate a book contract, you actually like have a certain number of like author copies that you get. And here's me being like, how many can I get? And they're like, why do you want so many copies of your book? I'm like, so I can give it away like Oprah. Yep. So I can be Oprah, but on a very tiny, small scale.
So how many did you get?
Oh, I can't even remember, to be honest. It was a while ago.
Okay.
But you best believe I'll be buying so many copies so I can give them away.
All right. So we're obviously excited about the launch of She's on the Money, the book. But our mates, so you should be.
Yeah,
it's 2 years of hard work. I mean, at least crack
you.
a smile.
I did. And I also cracked a beveragino. So
You did. Our mates at Upbank have also launched something of their own.
They actually have, which is really fun, and you can find me on their website because they have partnered with me to do a Master Your Money Goals series for their Easy Money campaign, and I'm not sure if you guys have seen this yet. I'm just really excited about it because they did a TikTok filter where you can like eat the dollar coin. You kind of look silly, but it's kind of addictive and you kind of look really dumb, but like Looking dumb can be fun, right, Georgia?
Oh, absolutely.
I saw that 10 million people have used it, or it's got 10 million views, or I saw the number 10 million. People are having a good time.
Yeah, they've done a really good job of it. And I actually got to go to their office a couple of weeks ago, and I did this fancy photo shoot, and they'd set everything up, and then they let me have lunch with their team, and they made me so many snacks. Like Rockmal from Upbank actually organised this epic catering, which was all gluten-free and vegan, and it was like so good. I had to keep questioning and being like, is this?
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Are you sure? Because like that's chocolate pastry. Like that is two things that I'm usually not allowed to eat. Turns out it was. We also drank wine at like 11 a.m.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I saw you later on that afternoon. I was about to ask if there were drinks involved because you're like, I've had this Upbank thing. And I was like,
yeah, no. So I was their office, and their office is actually epic, and I'm a little bit jealous of it. But we're working on this little campaign together, which is actually why they're sponsoring today's episode. They didn't sponsor this segment, but I just wanted to talk about them anyway. But essentially, we're combining the She's on the Money advice with smart up moves so that you can put all of your like money goals into action and actually use Upbank the best way that you possibly can, which I'm really excited about. But there's a whole money goals series coming up, and I think that you guys would actually be pretty interested in it because it's essentially free workshops.
So
money win.
up.com.au/she's on the money.
I'm on a bank website, Mum. It is very fun.
Alrighty, guys, it has been an absolute hoot, but I think that is probably all we have time for today. Sadly, before we do head off, we'd of course like to acknowledge and pay respect to Australia's Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, the traditional custodians of the lands, the waterways and the skies right across Australia. We thank you for sharing and caring for the land on which we are able to learn. We pay our respects to elders past and present and share our friendship and kindness. And please remember, everyone, that the advice shared on She's on the Money is general in nature and does not consider your individual circumstances. She's on the Money exists purely for educational purposes and should not be relied upon to make an investment or a financial decision. And we promise Victoria Devine is an authorised representative of Australia Pacific Funds Management, Proprietary Limited. I can never say proprietary. ABN.
Well, Amy Lenardi, who is one, a friend of the show, but two, also the Property Playbook co-host, which is coming out soon. She used to say Pity Little because she didn't know it was Proprietary Limited. So shout out to Amy Lenardi.
Love that.
This is brought to you by She's on the Money.
Pity Little. Pity Little, ABN 34132463257, AFSL 339151. And a big thanks to Brian John for putting together today's podcast. That's how it always ends. That's the script wrap that I have.
I'm actually going to ship it off. Someone else is going to do it this week.
Oh.
Thank you to random editor of the internet. We adore you. Also,
thank you, Fiverr.com.
Thank you, Fiverr.com.
Until next week, guys.
Bye.